this video tutorial is about soldering safety. I want to keep you kids safe when you guys are in there soldering. So make sure that you adhere to all these safety principles, and you'll be taking a safety quiz at the end of this presentation. Okay, so these are the takeaways. You're going to be able to know how to practice safety in soldering, how to keep others safe, and to demonstrate good soldering practices. You know, soldering is fun. All right, I think this is one of the funnest projects that we do, but safety comes first. By following these safety tips, we can enjoy soldering safely. First of all, no horseplay. Okay, there's consequences. The consequences are you're going to get kicked out of my class, and then you will not be soldering. So you're going to watch all your friends solder while you're doing something else. Okay, so no horseplay in the shop. First of all, never touch the heating element of the soldering iron. It's the metal tip part. Okay, it's usually, I put here above 400 degrees Celsius, 700 Fahrenheit. I got them set at 720 degrees. And 720 degrees is very, very hot. It's hot enough to melt that tin and lead that is in the solder. So don't touch the metal part. If you touch the spongy part on the handle, it's perfectly safe and cool. You will not get burned. Okay. When you're done soldering, always return the soldering iron to its stand. Don't put it down on the workbench, even for 1 second. It has a stand, just that's where it belongs. We have clamping devices back there. All right, just go ahead and use them. They're called helping hands. Okay, they're little pinchers. Just put your work inside there, clamp it down, and it holds it securely. All right, that way it allows both your hands free to work with the soldering tool and the solder, because one hand will be holding the solder, the other hand will be holding the tool to work. Once you're done soldering, allow the soldering joints to cool for a minute or two. Okay, I usually let it cool down for about 15 seconds. That's plenty of time to allow it to cool down enough for you to handle it. Do not leave the soldering tools unattended. All right, if you get up from soldering, just go ahead and shut everything down. Unplug the tool at the end of class period. All right, basically what I need you guys to do is to turn off those power strips back there at the end of the class period. But as soon as you're done soldering, just turn off your soldering iron. Okay, just on the little switch on the front. Also, keep your soldering area clean and clutter-free. All right, preventing damage or burning from soldering iron. All right, all you have to do is turn your back, and a piece of paper could easily just blow over there. So just keep your area work area clean. If you have long hair, keep it tied back. We don't need any accidents with your hair. Keep all your paper and combustible materials away from the soldering iron. Should be nothing but the soldering materials and the tools that you're using near the soldering stations. We have fans back there. They're little yellow fans. Go ahead and turn the smoke absorber fan on. Okay, solder smoke can cause respiratory problems. All right, if the fan is not working, let me know so that way we can get it fixed. Okay, put it close to your project as possible so it pulls the fumes into the filter system. All right, you don't want it on top of it, but you don't want it so far away that the wind doesn't actually pull the soldering smoke away. Anytime you step into the soldering iron room, the area where everybody's soldering, put your eye protection on. Anytime you're in that room, eye protection will be on. All right, if you see someone who forgot, all right, this is not a gotcha moment. It's just to keep everyone safe. Remind each other to put on eye protection. All right, keep them on, especially when soldering. The worst possible outcome would be you damage. Never solder live electrical circuits or wires. All right, you will not have any live electrical circuits available, but in the future, if you're ever doing any solder, never solder electrical circuits. All right, turn off the power to the circuits or wires you're soldering. As soon as you're done soldering, make sure you wash your hands. All right, solder may contain lead. It is poisonous. All right, wash your hands. As soon as you're done with this class, at the end of the class period, just go inside and wash your hands. Okay, know the location of the first fire extinguishers and first aid kits. Okay, the first aid kit is back there in the soldering area, and the fire extinguisher is on the wall inside the main classroom by the door that leads to the room where you guys are soldering. First aid for a burn is cold water. All right, if you do get burned, let me know. I'll send you into the bathroom to run cold water on it. There's really no other remedies for it. All right, if you get burned, you get burned. I have not had anybody really get burned other than if they touched too soon after they got done soldering. But if you do get burned, let me know. Be careful what you do. Work with caution. Don't use the soldering iron if you're not able to pay attention. All right. Make sure you know what you're doing and be situationally aware. Make sure you pay attention to what's going on around you. All right. Don't be in a hurry. Take your time. All right. Concentrate on your work and pay attention to who is around you. Okay. If there's something wrong with the soldering iron, let me know. All right. Those things are for the most part brand new and they're in great condition. But if there's some damage to it, let me know so I can get it addressed. Okay. Wire and electrical components are sharp. When you guys are cutting these little wires, they can be sharp and can actually cut you. All right. So be careful. Make sure you're being careful when you're cutting and handling these little wire components. Anytime you're cutting small wires, cover it with your hand. Okay, I don't want you to end up like this dude right here, all right, with a wire in his eyeball. Okay, those cut ends can become projectiles. We've got one safety feature that everyone is wearing eye protection, but when cutting small wires from your printed circuit boards, these things can go flying, create projectiles, and injure someone. So when you're cutting wires, make sure that when you cut these wires, you cover it with your hand so that the little cut end falls directly down and it doesn't go flying across the room to injure someone and someone's eyes. So cut it and cover it with your hand. Okay, position the cutters where you want it and cover it with your hand to prevent that little wire from going flying off everywhere. Okay, that's the way to do this. The next thing is these ends can be sharp. So make sure that when you're done cutting, you double check your work and make sure that all the little tiny ends are cut, covering with your hand to prevent the little ends from flying around. Okay, these things can be sharp and can cut you. All right, now you have all the information that you need to go ahead and take the safety quiz.